Do you want to become more conscious in 2020? Grow your business more conscious? In this video, I will share my 9 biggest learnings from 2019, a powerful article with you, and by the end of the video, I will have something special for you. Hello entrepreneurs, Michael Plusek here, and I'm here to help you grow your business, grow your life, and raise your vibrations and consciousness, coming even more from the heart. In 2020, a big shift is coming. For me, I feel it's not only me, maybe it's you. And in this video, I'm going to share my 9 biggest learnings from 2019, coming from something and stepping more and more into the conscious business part. So stay tuned. Since 1992, my life has been all about business strategies, running big businesses, growing big businesses, creating brands, operating businesses, numbers, calculating stuff, creating strategies, selling, all of these things. And nothing wrong with that. I was in a $1.5 million debt some years ago because of the crisis, the financial crisis in 2007 and 8, and me building an empire with a lot of properties, and then financial crisis, and then the debt. And I needed to come out of that debt, and that was a big purpose for me. That was a big why for me to really work many hours a week and figuring out how to run businesses, grow businesses, and also earn money so I could pay up the debt. And it happened. I have no more debt. 2019, something big happened for me. New Year's Eve 2018, I decided to enter 2019 all by myself. First time in my life, I felt okay. It was kind of something that I wanted to try and do, but it also became kind of my whole 2019, a year full of reflection, a year full of me being myself, being alone with myself, figuring out who am I, and also a step into the conscious business. So let's jump into it. Here are my 9 biggest lessons from 2019. Lesson number 1, stop. Breathe, think, feel. Yeah, it's kind of not that easy when we are busy entrepreneurs. We're just running around. We are taking our next goal. We got all of these things running that we need to do. Sometimes, and that's what I did, really, I just stopped it all. I mean, the last couple of years, I helped clients reach their big goals. And I had big goals in 2019 when I entered the year. But I also felt something was wrong. Couldn't really figure out what it was. So I had to stop. Really, like pulling the handbrake. Stop. And then breathe. Take the time. And now I'm just not talking about an hour or 2 hours. I took the time, and that was like a month, to really feel into myself. I had my clients coming in, I helped them gain their goals, I helped them achieve their goals, I helped them buy their Porsche, I helped them buy their vacation house, I helped them double and double and double their companies. But I also felt something was really wrong. Something was very off. And that's why my biggest lesson, and what I want to share with you, was really this one: stop, breathe, and feel. Lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, dig deep. I stopped, began to breathe, began to feel myself again. Something was wrong. I mean, the last many years, my purpose was to come out of the $1.5 million debt that I created myself. And I did come out of it. And I wanted to help other people to actually grow their businesses, to create bigger numbers, to buy the stuff that they wanted in their life. I live in this beautiful apartment here. Did that all 2019, close to the beach. It's in the center of Copenhagen, the capital in Denmark. And well, nothing to complain about here. My daughter is healthy, she's growing up, both feet on the ground. I have a good relationship with my closest friends, with my mom, and I'm pretty healthy. I mean, I work out, I eat healthy. So a lot of things are good. I am in a good relationship too. I'm in a relationship with a great loving partner with a good heart. Sometimes we have struggles, everybody do, but we're growing. But when I stop and start breathing and start feeling, something was wrong. I was not happy. I created videos about that too, and I put some links in the description for you. So my big thing is, lesson number 2, really dig deep. I needed to figure out, not in an hour or two, not in a day or two, not in a week or two, really figure out what's going on inside here. I created both post and video about this too, because I challenged myself since 2012 with a lot of seminars, with a lot of coaching programs, out of the comfort zone stuff, breaking arrows with this, walking the fire with Tony Robbins, jumping out of airplanes, bungee jumping, a lot of crazy stuff. My biggest journey was in 2019, actually digging real deep, looking myself into the eyes, figuring out what's going on inside, and looking to all of those darkest places. Lesson number 2, dig deep. Lesson number 3, get your goals aligned. What I mean by that? Well, goals are a great thing, and I know that helps businesses, it helps people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But my experience was that I set out the goal, but I forgot about my whole purpose. I forgot about myself, because that worked for me for many years, getting out of the debt, creating the stuff that I wanted in life. But that was kind of a robot working. And I'm gonna jump more into this, dive more into this later in this video, because what it was that I really wanted, that took me the time to figure out. So lesson number 1 and 2, it comes into lesson number 3. Making sure that your goals are really aligned with what you really want in life. And that's very big part of being a conscious entrepreneur, growing a conscious business. What is the meaning with this? Is this something that your heart really ponders to do? Is this thing something deep inside what you really want in life? Or is it some images that other companies and people created doing marketing to make you feel more important, or make you feel that you're living your life? I mean, I had a goal of buying a Porsche. I don't have that goal anymore. I didn't buy the Porsche. That was a conscious decision. Because why did I want the Porsche? I don't drive a lot in a car. When I got really deep with this one, the goal was not a conscious goal that would really serve my heart. The goal was more something about like a childish boy dream, driving around in the street, having that Porsche, people looking at me, wow, he really did it, right? Yeah, so make sure that your goals are aligned with you. Lesson number 4 for me, get help. And since 2012, where I really got on fire to get out of my debt, I got help. I paid, I mean more like $250,000 US now in coaching, in seminars, in strategies and all of this, and it helped me. So I always teach, get help. I tell my clients that's the best decision they ever got, because well, when we are all by ourselves with our own thoughts and feelings and own strategies, it's going to be very difficult to get out of that situation. But the thing for me in 2019, when I looked, lesson number 1, 2, 3, when I looked myself in the eyes and figured out I wasn't happy, I wasn't where I wanted to be in my life, I needed to get help again. But this time, not about business strategies. I know a lot about psychology. I know how the mind works, how the feelings works and all of this. So I needed some kind of help that could take me out of that not happiness situation. And again, I had to make a conscious decision, finding someone who can help me to figure out what is all this emptiness that I'm feeling, what is all this sadness that I'm feeling. And I found the right person to take me from where I was, so really get help. And again, I got something special for you by the end of this video. Lesson number 5. The truth shall set you free. You probably heard that before or read it in the Bible, right? But this one became real deep for me in 2019. I know I always told myself that I'm a person of integrity, that I speak my truth. And actually I always do, I thought. Because there was something inside of me that I didn't share. And when I began looking back, well, my debt, I shared that at a point in my life, but not when I had the debt. I was too afraid of sharing it because of shame, because of guilt and all of this, because of not being good enough. My alcoholic dad was a secret for me for nearly 40 years, and I created a video about that too, and I'll share that in the links and probably here. And I didn't share that because of shame and guilt, very low energies. I had a very long period of my life with a lot of bad stuff going on, me being a bad boy, and I also created videos about this in 2019. Bad boy meaning stealing, robbing, doing drugs, even, and this is like 20 years ago, even being in prison. And I learned really the hard way but it became an easy way, that the truth shall set you free. I mean, many of my clients, when I get deep with them, I know people who are still doing drugs, running big businesses. I had clients who were cheating on their husband or wife. Clients who did very, not stupid, but bad stuff with their companies and with their money. Not out of being a bad person, but actually from desperations or not daring to tell the truth or not being conscious. For me, the truth shall set you free is a big learning, a big lesson in 2019. And actually looking my mother in the eyes and telling her that I've been in prison, I did that in 2019. That was a big thing. Looking my partner in the eyes and telling her the same things about my past. I mean, there are a lot of things that many people hide, right? Began speaking the truth, and this is not easy. It takes a lot of guts. But I also know that this is kind of when we begin doing this, when we begin looking people in the eyes, coming from deep in here, and speaking a truth in a whole new way, life becomes different, business becomes different. So that was the lesson. The truth shall set you free. Lesson number 6, you come first. I mean, when I talk with leaders, when I help businesses to grow and to make a championship team, I always say, well, it's the mission first, then it's the team, and then it's you. And this is right. It's a great way of creating a business, but conscious business, a conscious leader, a conscious entrepreneur, well, if you as an entrepreneur are not aligned, if you're not on purpose, if you're not happy, if it's all about the numbers in the business, well, as a conscious entrepreneur, well, maybe you are not aligned. Maybe you are not happy. So you got to figure out with yourself, right? Why are you here? The other steps that I spoke about, really start with you and then build it from there. Number 7, be honest with yourself. What is most important? I mean, as I was sitting and taking my notes to this video today, I just saw an article, and I will share the link to this article below in the description here, an article from Inc. It's a very powerful one, and it's totally aligned with what I'm speaking about here and about my lessons. A couple of years ago, I was in India, and I was with some very beautiful and also some rich people in many ways. And we were sailing down the Ganges River, and then we saw people burning up their dead relatives. And we went in there and we sat and meditating about this. And the mentor that I had with me, spiritual guy, he said, well, just meditate on this because we're all in line. And this is so true, right? Because, well, you, me, your loved ones, your kids, your parents, we are all in line. We know, this is one of the only facts that we really do know here in life. It is that at a point we're not going to be here anymore, right? It's over. We're going to die. People don't want to talk about this, but it's a fact. The fact is also, like the article mentioned, that, well, what is the most important things? How important is it to have 1 more million in your bank account? To have 1 more car? To have maybe 1 more travel is a good thing. But really, as I said in the other lessons, be aligned, be honest with yourself. What is it that you want? Feel what it is that you want. And one of the things in the article too, which is very, very powerful for me too, is get out of your head, stop thinking too much and feel. One of my big lessons in 2019, again, a reminder, but this time it was even bigger for me, was actually it's okay to have feelings. I was looking for all the good feelings in my life, and all of these feelings are good, and I was like, well, I don't seem to feel all of this. And when I reflected on this, meditated on this, I had feelings. I had a lot of bad feelings, but it is emotions, right? There's nothing wrong with having all of these feelings, because this is when we are alive. So really be honest with yourself about what is most important, and I will put the link to that article in the description. It's very powerful, very powerful. Lesson number 8, conscious business and life. I mean, from my 2019, this is where I am right now. And this is my 2020. And if you feel like it, if you resonate with it, well, maybe it's going to be your 2022. It's going to be much more from the heart here. I created the Conscious Entrepreneur Show, this YouTube channel, in 2019. And it's growing inside me. It's getting more and more on purpose. I mean, there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of, on the outside, there's a lot of good things. All our part of the world is getting richer and richer. A lot of people are doing very good in business and all of that. But in the inside, there's so much sadness. There's so much trauma. There's so much pettiness. There's so much not feeling good enough, not being on purpose. And where some of the most important things in life, for most people at least, I cannot speak for you, but it is actually to have that feeling of fulfillment, whatever it is, being with the loved ones, for most people, finding a loved one. So conscious business and conscious life, for me, at least what I will be teaching more and more in 2020, it's about stop being a robot. Stop being a robot. Stop driving on autopilot. Get your hands on the steering wheel. Get your hands on the gear in the car. Feel what's going on. I had a conversation early 2019 with a good friend of mine who's very successful, And this conversation was all about, well, my day is going to be like this from 6 till 7 and all of these things. And my wife is going to look like this. All of these things that we have been taught. And he's a Frenchman. I said, well, I just got one question for you. And he said, what's that? I said, well, you French people, you like food, don't you? Yeah. So do you like eating pasta, just pasta with nothing on it? No. Okay, so what do you like spices on your food? Yeah. Said, don't forget the spices in life, right? Don't forget the spices in life. One of my very big lessons, and also running and growing a conscious business, don't forget the spices in life. Put the spices on, right? So some of the words that I shared with you in this video on purpose, aligned, heart, feelings, integrity, honesty, meaning. A little less all of the outside stuff, not only for you, but also for your customers and your team members, and much more of the stuff going on inside. The world needs this now. I mean, maybe it doesn't resonate with you, but if it does, the world needs this. The world has been too much numbers, too much fighting over numbers, too much about growing bigger, right? And maybe it's time to shift it more into actually human beings and heart and feeling, spirituality. So conscious business and life. Lesson number 9, be able to be alone with you. I entered 2019 all by myself. The fact is, it was a year of reflecting, of a lot of meditation, a lot of looking inside, and that's going to continue in 2020 for sure. My ending of 2019 was perfect. Between Christmas and New Year's Eve, I was sitting in a sauna and I listened to some old people, some old men sitting and talking about what they were doing in Christmas and New Year, and they were talking about the people they were with, and some they liked, some they didn't like, and what they were doing for New Year's Eve, and some they did like, some they didn't like. And then I think these men, they were like 75, 80 years old. Then there was one of the guys. He was saying something that really stuck with me. Now I've been reflecting. I've been thinking about this. I've been feeling this, and I've resonated with it. He said, well, if you can be alone with yourself for a longer period of time, and you can enjoy it, you can enjoy anyone's company. And just take a note of this and think about this. Reflect on this too. For me, there was a very deep truth in this, because we got so many demons inside. Most of us, I did. And my 2019 was also about being with other people and actually say, okay, somebody said something and it stirred something up inside of me. And that was maybe nervousness or angriness or jealousy or whatever it was. And all of these things were the things that I began to look into. And this old man's way of saying it, I loved it. Because all of these emotions that's got stirred up inside of me, it's got nothing with all the other people to do, right? It's something inside of me. So when I understand all of this, when I clear all of this, when I enjoy all of this inside of myself, I can be with anyone, because whatever they are going to say or do, it will not have a negative impact on me, because there's nothing that resonates with it. Makes sense? Beautiful said by this old man. I loved it. It was a perfect ending for me. So my lesson number 9, be able to be alone with yourself. So these were my lessons from the biggest lesson from 2019. Obviously, there's a lot of deepness inside of this. There's a lot of things. And I share them in my other videos, and there will be a lot more videos in 2020. My path now is the path of the conscious entrepreneur. It's the path of the conscious entrepreneur, growing a conscious business. And if this resonates with you, if it resonates with you getting more and more insight and growing yourself from there and then making a bigger impact in the world, if it does that, I've got an opportunity for you, because I will do what's possible for me to help other entrepreneurs, and maybe it's you who want to become more conscious, who want to become an entrepreneur on the path of the conscious entrepreneurs. So if this resonates with you and you want to jump out of the situation you are in and stepping into the path of the conscious entrepreneur, well, for you here in January, I will put a link to my email. In January 2020, I'll start a program for a conscious entrepreneur, and medium January, this program will start. So send me an email directly to me and I'll take care of it, and we'll hop on the phone, we'll take a talk about where you are, where you want to go from this video. And just do it fast, because first of all, it's gonna be a limited number of people, because this is gonna be one-on-one with me. Second of all, it's gonna be by the 15th of January that this will start. So there's a time limit on it. So just hurry up and send me that email, and let's get in contact and let's figure out if there's a match for me to help you on the path of the conscious entrepreneur. Living a life with more purpose, with more fulfillment, but also creating and making a bigger impact in the world as it is here in 2020. If you like this video, please give it a like. And please leave a comment. What is the biggest thing for you of these 9 lessons? And also please share the videos with fellow entrepreneurs who want to become more conscious. And if you didn't already do it, please subscribe to my channel. And please click or hit or smash or whatever you call it, that bell, so you'll get notified when I post a new video at least every Thursday. Please do send me the email if this is you. And I got one more opportunity for you, because I have a community for people who want to be on this path of the conscious entrepreneur. I call the community the IMPACTORS. It's free, but it's kind of it's a possibility for you to become part of my community, and I'll put a link in the description for that too. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and make it a great day, make it a great and awesome and year 2020 filled with purpose, filled with heart, filled with emotions and feelings and love, right? And then let's grow and be awesome.